Hello and welcome to our Bead-ase Lab. This is going to be our Bead-ase for today. This is Gabe. Gabe, how old are you?
5.
He's 5. So Gabe is going to be using something different than what we're going to be using in class. We're going to be using these things right here. They're called pop beads. And pop beads, they go together where one end goes into the other end. We were trying that with Gabe and it was just taking him a little bit longer. So we're using something else for Gabe. But ultimately what we're going to be doing is the same. So first off, what I'm going to show you first is the course. So the first thing that you're going to create on your course is the box that says polymer. Now if we're at school, we're going to just use a stool that will be that box. And then each of these X's will be a different desk. So then I created another X here that says 50 degrees. So that's the box that's first. So what I did is I took 2 steps, 1, 2 to each of these. Then I have a next one, 1, 2 steps that is hot. And I go 1, 2, that for the next X it's warm. Then 1, 2 for the next X that's mild or cool, which is 25 degrees. Then 1, 2 with the next one that's very cold. And you'll notice that this one I have 4. These are going to be what Gabe's going to use as his beads that he's going to use to build his polymer. So Gabe again is going to be our Bead-ase. And Gabe, what I have next to him is a timer. So I'm going to start a timer and he is going to walk down and he's going to grab one of those beads at a time and bring it back to here. And I'm going to time how long it takes him to build the... That took 1 minute and 16 seconds. Now we're going to record this in our lab packet, but what we're going to do is we're going to go 1 minute and then we're going to take 16 and divide by 60 to give it as a decimal. So it'd be something like 1.35 minutes. All right. Okay. So for trial number 2, for treatment number 2, I've now put the beads at the next X that's closer for cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna start my timer and I'm gonna just hit start so it just creates a lap instead of, so I can keep that number recorded. So ready, set, go. Okay, so this is what I did wrong. I didn't hit lap. I just hit start again and it continued. So if we remember, it was 1 minute and 13, so we need to do some math. So minute 25 minus 1 minute 13. So it's like 1 minute and 8 seconds. So it's a little bit quicker. Okay, so now we're gonna do treatment number 3. And this is for, now he's at the warm temperature. So you now notice he's 2 X's closer. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I've reset my timer and go. And stop. So now he did that in 53 seconds. So again, if I'm doing this as minutes, it's 53 divided by 60. It's going to be like 0.833 minutes. For treatment number 4, when we're going to be using hot at 45 degrees means our Bead-ase now has its active site partially denatured. And what we're going to use, since I don't have, he's not using pop beads, he's gonna do something a little bit different than what I'm asking you all to do, and I have him wearing oven mitts. So we're gonna start this. So again, these oven mitts are representing an active site that's partially denatured, meaning it's partially melted. All right, so I'm gonna start my timer. Ready, go. We made was not that great, so we're at like 1 minute 28, so it's almost like 1.48 minutes. For our final treatment, the very hot. So very hot means our protein would be fully denatured. So to make our enzyme Bead-ase fully denatured, I have Gabe's left hand, he's right-handed, in the oven mitt, so he can't use his right hand, and we're gonna time them that way. All right, so we ready? Set, begin. So he doesn't have to walk as far. But he also doesn't really have much use. Now what you are gonna be using is, you're gonna be using the thumb of your dominant hand only, and a fist for the other hand to put together your pop beads. All right, so we're at 1 minute and 33 seconds. And again, we made not quite a great protein, but we were successful. So again, this is gonna be a little bit more than 1.5 minutes. So that was our final trial. You guys are then gonna do this as a second trial. So you're gonna have 2 people doing this, and all together you're gonna have a total of 2 times for each different treatment. So you'll do the whole experiment through once with 1 person, and then this experiment again with a second person to get 2 sets of times for each treatment.